Today, it was supposed to be an energy forecast for the next full moon. Yet, I had this download that I had to share something else. And actually, the truth is that this is the kind of video that I wanted to share and create when I did my YouTube channel a year ago. And what I wanted to share with you was about that you can change your life and also how you can do it. So make sure you stay until the end to get the most of this life-changing video. Hello, beautiful souls. I'm so happy to find you here today. And for those who are new here, I'm Isabelle, life manifestation coach, and welcome to my channel, Isabelle Living Light, the place where we dive deep into the world of manifestation and self-empowerment. If I was going to tell you that you can completely change your life and become a new version of yourself within a year, even faster than a year. Other people have done it. I've done it and still doing it. So I can promise you that you can too. And I will tell you how. If you feel stuck, or if you feel a bit lost, or if you just need a bit of change, trust me. I've been in those situations where you question yourself about why my life is like this. Why am I here? What am I doing? What am I doing here? The why and the what questions. And if there is something that I can be sure about and make a promise, is that yes, you can do this. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how. And if there is anything that you want to take away from this video, it will be this one thing. And this thing is to start now. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever said that before? I will start tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. It can't wait until tomorrow. I did a lot of times. And I will be honest with you, I'm still doing it sometimes. Tomorrow I will do it. Like right now, I don't have the time, blah, blah, blah. Why? Because we hold this belief that we need a specific time in our life to do things. Like, for example, the New Year resolutions or our birthday to really truly make any significant change to transform our lives. Yet, even though those dates come around every year, every 365 days, we still kind of spend our time to think, to dream about our lives, wish for a better life, a better relationship, a better job, go on vacation in those dreamy places for better situations. So let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever felt or probably still feeling a little bit stuck and wanting to change, but you are telling yourself it's just not the right time to start? Well, let me tell you something. I don't want that for you. Don't just wait until tomorrow or the next year. Put your actions together now. Because the only way that we can truly transform our lives and see the transformation is to start now. And I'm going to share with you 2 quotes. And let me know in the comments your thoughts about them. The first is a Chinese proverb, and here it is. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. And the second quote, my favorite of all, comes from the great Chinese philosopher Confucius, who wrote this beautiful sentence more than 2,500 years ago. We have 2 lives, and the second begins when we realize we only have one. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to give you a third one that I saw on Instagram a bit earlier today. So I guess it was meant to be shared with you. It was from Elite Mindset, and I want you to write it down and reflect on it because it's super powerful. No matter your age, you will always wish you started younger. But today is the youngest you will ever be. So let me ask you these questions. When is the best time to start? And in order to transform your life, what can you do? So now I'm going to share with you 3 life-changing keys. So I hope you have a pen and paper to take plenty of notes. The first thing to understand is where you are right now, currently. So you can ask yourself those questions intentionally. And please write them down. Where are you currently in your life? How do you spend your time? How your day looks like? Where are you in all areas of your life? In a minute, I'm going to share with you something that one of my coaches gave me a year ago. But first, let me ask you this question. Do you agree that life is a continuous change process? Yes or no? After all, we all go through aging, right? So do you agree that change happens and can be done also at any time? Yes or no? So, for example, I can say that a big majority of us spend almost our first 20 plus years as a student at school. And then we arrive at the end, we had to make a change in our life. As for majority of us, we have to get a job and or we get married and become a housewife or a house husband. So now let me ask you this question. What is the difference between then and now? Okay, let me give you another example. And can I share with you a bit of my story? Thank you. At 19 years old, I left my parents. I decided to integrate the French military law enforcement. And for 20 years, I was working like crazy. And after being under continuous pressure, lacking sleep, many burnouts, and the list goes on, I decided that it was enough. Well, actually, my health didn't let me any other choice. So at almost 40 years old, I decided to retire. I quit this job and I became kind of homeless as the place where I was living was provided by my work. And concerning my income, yet I'm lucky to receive a pension, yet it has been divided by 2, if not 2.5 times. So we can say that it was a big decision to make, a big change in my life. But even though, if I may say so, I was living a comfortable life, I wasn't happy. I was depressed. My health was declining. And I don't speak about my love life, which was miserable, if not toxic. So I had to make a decision, a change. And again, at the beginning of 2023, not long ago, I've been through a difficult situation and I found myself completely lost. I was confused. I was kind of wondering, what am I doing? What the point of my life? Until I thought again, it was enough. Until I realized that I no longer couldn't live this way, in this state of waiting, vegetating. I was kind of dead inside. Until that one moment, everything changed. I came across a similar video on YouTube and another one about manifestation from Master Shrekashina, who became my mentor. And right after, I decided to look for and have coaches to help me figure out things. And after that, I also found a really supportive community. Yet, what I wanted to say a bit earlier was about what one of my coaches gave me to make the change. So I don't know if you ever heard about the concept of the wheel of life. There are many versions online, but I'm gonna put the one that I have and that I used at that time. It helped me to reflect and assess all the areas in my life. So my coach asked me to evaluate all these areas in my current life on a scale to 0 to 10. 10 for great, wonderful, amazing. And she also asked me to think and write down for each areas what would look like my life if each areas were a 10. And I have to say that I was quite shocked by the results. I realized that certain areas, okay, let me be honest, actually, almost every areas of my life were around, if not under 5. Even 0, like love, leisure, recreation, social friends, career. I must confess that the only parts that were above 5 were my fitness and my health as it was getting better, and also my personal growth as I was working on myself. And when I compare the life I was living with my ideal life, the life I wanted, the life I was dreaming about, it was like a big realization, a kind of, again, a wake up call. So now you're probably wondering how to create change in your life. Well, if for you it seems hard to make change drastically or suddenly in your life, or if you have some doubts, fears about what decision to make, where to start, instead, why not starting with this simple concept? Have you ever heard about the 21-90 rule? This 21-90 rule states that it takes 21 days to make a habit and 90 days to make it as a permanent lifestyle change. And to kind of prove that, I'm going to quote the American author speaker John C. Maxwell. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. So, if I was going to ask you to start today, to start right now, to start doing only one thing, a new habit for a period of 90 days, and if I was going to tell you that this period of 90 days could be beneficial in many ways. So by starting right now, starting today for a period of 90 days, you can create a change in your life. And by changing one thing you don't want, that thing that is no longer serving you, that is no longer serving your highest good, changing just one thing for a new thing you want instead. Why am I telling you that? First of all, because the period of 90 days is long enough for you to see the change and the transformation. Yet, at the same time, it is also short enough to keep you motivated, excited. After all, what is 90 days in a lifetime or even in a year time? And even research shows that it takes an average of 21 days to develop a habit, 66 days for those habits to become automatic, and therefore the 90 days give you enough time to do that. Furthermore, if you set a period of 90 days, you set a deadline. And we, as human, we are kind of programmed to postpone, delay, put off doing things. And I know, you know, Things without deadline just don't get done. And I'm pretty sure that you can agree with the fact that as much as we like to delay, to postpone, we dislike unpleasant situations even more. So, setting a deadline, knowing that psychologically there is an ending or as the deadline is imminent, it can work really well to get things done when things need to be done. So, if you take the time to reflect on your current life with the concept of the wheel of life, what's going to happen? You will start to become more aware of what is currently working in your life and what is not working. Basically, what you are going to do is you are going to compare the current life that you are currently in and the ideal life that you want to be. So after this exercise, you will know exactly the change that you need to make in order to get your ideal life. But I'm warning you, once you have the idea of the change you need to make, it can be tempting to want to change all areas of your life at once. Yet it is much better, especially in the period of the 90 days, to carefully evaluate all these changes and prioritize the change that will have the biggest impact in your life. So ask yourself this question: which one, which change is the most important? Because it's all about quality and not necessarily about quantity. And based on my personal experience, the one question that I asked myself was, what could I do today that will have the biggest impact tomorrow or in the next 3 months or in a year? So when I did this exercise, I realized that if, if I was investing more in myself, focusing on what I truly love, acquiring new skills, new knowledge, like my mentor always says, becoming well equipped, and also doing more what I enjoy to do, it will have an effect, not only within, but also outside, on my surroundings, onto the world. I will show up as a better person. And if I would do that, I will, I will no longer feel tired as I will feel good. My relationship will be better and I will have a better focus on my work. So that was where my focus was. So whatever is on your list, evaluate carefully and choose 2 or maybe 3 things maximum to improve or change. So this way you can focus on what actually matters. The second thing when working on those changes that I think is good to remind ourselves and understand is that we shouldn't totally rely on our motivation. Why? Because motivation fluctuates. When it comes to implementing the changes, the key is to think about consistency. I will not use the word discipline because it is too strict, too military related, I guess. I will rather use the word consistency. Because what we do in a day-to-day daily basis is actually what counts. So it is more about consistency than motivation. And in order to keep up the consistency, we need to figure it out what we are going to be doing every month, every week, every single day in order to implement those changes. So, for example, for me, plus year ago, when I decided to start this YouTube channel, I set my mind that I will post 3 videos per week, no matter what. no matter I am traveling, wherever I go, even if I am with my family, with my parents. I will post those 3 videos. So when I left for 2 months last November for a light warrior training in Dubai under Master Sri Akarshana's guidance, and as I wanted to be fully focused and immersed in this training, and also after to visit, I wanted to visit my parents for Christmas, all my videos were done. So what happened? Actually, I planned and did all my videos before my departure. So I worked consistently for like more than a month, almost around 2 months, almost every day to make all my videos for the months of November and December. Can you imagine? It was not my motivation. And it will definitely not, and I will definitely not say that it was an easy process, because every single day there was this little voice in my head. Some days I was like, nope, I have other things to do. I want to do something else, or simply I don't want. Yet, it was the consistency mindset that helped me get the work done. And the thing is, still until now, I'm staying consistent, no matter what, no matter where I am, to make those videos. Now, the final key, the third key, in order to make true change, true transformation. And I think it is the most important key, I should say. And actually, the truth is, you need to decide to become a different person. You need to become a different person. You need to embody the person that you want to become. And you can only do that by completely strip off the version of yourself that is no longer serving you, that is not aligned with the version you want to become. Because if you want to change your life or certain areas of your life, it means that even though your old self used to matter, and even though your old self used to serve you well, however, this version is no longer relevant to where you want to go, to whom you want to become. And I'm going to use the quote from Tony Robbins: by changing nothing, nothing changes. And this is exactly what my journey is. This is why I quit my former job in 2020 to have a life more aligned with who I wanted to be and want to be. This is why I decided to invest more in myself, to get coaches to help me figure it out things. This is why I invested in myself to be more equipped, to become, at that time, 4 years ago, a yoga and Pilates teacher, and since a year ago, a life manifestation coach. This is why I also created this YouTube channel, so I can share my journey and share what helped me to become more aligned with my true self, share what I love, share tools that are helping me to be more stronger, wiser, more confident. Because I want to make you realize that no matter where you are on your journey, no matter what you are going through, you are not alone. So my thought was, if there is someone out there feeling the same, struggling with the same thing, similar things, I want to let them know they can have support, they have my support, they can have comfort, that they are not alone. And I just hope that my videos can help you and can help other people out there. And it became my goal, my life purpose. And I do that by being a life manifestation coach and by creating all those videos. And by doing so, I also get to continue to work on myself. without some versions of myself that are no longer serving me, and that I also need to water me, that I have to show up, behave in a way that inspire people, can inspire you. Because if I'm not staying congruent with the version I want to be, it will definitely impact my ability of being a coach, making videos, being on camera, being authentic, my true self. And because if I'm not leading by example, if I'm not leading by example, and if I'm not working on those things that I know they no longer serve the version of me, the version I want to be, how can I be congruent with what I say? How can I help you? How can I be aligned with my purpose? Because what I want is you, to be able to achieve what you want. I want to help you to truly become the best version of yourself. And I'm going to finish on these two quotes. The greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change his future by merely changing his attitude. Oprah Winfrey. And your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Jim Rohn. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you are still here watching until the end, I encourage you again to start now. Do not click off this video and then binge watching series or what else. Please, after this, to make change, to transform, just go grab a pen and paper. Reflect on all the areas of your life. Write down the change you want to create. Or you can simply share them in the comments below so we can support each other and witness your success. And get started. Get started right now. I'm so looking forward to hear about the 2.0 version of you in the next 90 days. And don't forget, stay consistent. See you next week for the continuation of our video series about the mystical world of numbers and their profound meaning. I will talk about the number 9 and its divine sequences. Until next time, stay consistent, stay light, stay bright, and keep shining your light. And stop right now. It was Isabelle Living Light. Take care.